Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm so excited to be able to show you a brand new style from Raquel Welch. This little beauty is portrait mode in the color shaded Cappuccino. So I did a little shorts video previously on this style because I just wanted to show her off immediately. But this is my full review for portrait mode, so I hope you'll stick around. Before we get started, I wanted to ask, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. So as you can see, a very sleek and lightweight bob. Just a classic, gorgeous bob, and I love this kind of a style. This reminds me quite a bit of Cameron by John Renaud, and is very different from Untold Story by Raquel Welch that I've reviewed previously. Also a beautiful bob, but has more, I think, layers and little flips here and there, and that just creates a completely different look. This is just a very sleek, classic bob is what I would call it, and I just love it. It's beautiful. So let's go ahead and look at some of the details. First, we have the lace front. And as always, Raquel Welch has just done a wonderful job with those knots, nearly invisible, and the lighter fibers are in the front, obscuring the knots even more because they're so light, you really almost can't see them. And then you have a mono top, and right now I haven't done anything to that part line. I did just finger comb her a little bit and let her fall where she wanted to, but I will absolutely want to put a little bit of silicone tape under there and some powder possibly to accentuate that scalp appearance a little bit more there. And yeah, you can see she has a few layers here and there, but she's mostly one length. And then you have this beautiful swooping fringe in the front. And now you can wear this however you like. Some, I think, like it kind of low across the forehead this way. I think I'll be steaming her back just a little bit. I like for the fibers just to stay off my face a little bit more than this is wanting to right out of the box. So we'll definitely do that together. But let's go ahead and get a good look from all sides. Here she is from the right. And the back, and the left. So absolutely, I'm just loving this lighter density and very natural appearance of this style. It is definitely right up my alley, so I'll look forward to going over the cap construction. And then we'll do a little bit of steaming, like I mentioned, and we'll go over some styling options. Even though she's fairly short, you absolutely can tuck and do a few things with her. And lastly, we'll take her outside and get a good look at this gorgeous color in natural light. So here we have the cap construction. As you can see, we have a full mono top. This allows you to part her center, left or right. We have a beautiful extended lace front, comes down to about halfway down on the ear tab on both sides. I love the extended lace fronts. You have an ear tab, soft velvet ear tab, and metal stays inside. You have an extended nape for a little bit of extra coverage, and you have Velcro adjusters, and you can see I have loosened these as much as I can because I was finding that even though I'm a 22-inch circumference head, which is average, and all my measurements are in the description box down below if you'd like to compare to your own, but I was finding that it was riding up just a little bit in the back, so I wanted to loosen it and just adjust it a little bit to my circumference, which is what the purpose of these adjusters is. So, and then you have open wefts in the back and on the sides, as you can see, and it is really nice and stretchy. A very good amount of stretch on that. So that is the cap construction. Then I just want to show you, as I always do, this is the silicone tape I like to apply to the underside of my mono top or mono part so that it helps create a natural scalp appearance because of the dark bio hair that I have under the mono top. I use the AWD Medical silicone tape, and you just remove it from the backing. It's very easy to apply and really just one of the best wig hacks in my opinion. and then just apply it to wherever you think you'll be parting your wig. And you can easily remove it again and reapply it. It's very practical. There we go. So next, I'm going to put her on a blockhead so we can go ahead and steam the front fibers away from the face. So we've got her on the blockhead, and next I'm going to show you how I like to steam her away from the face. I have filmed a video previously all about steaming, and as always, I'll leave a link in my description box down below to that video in case you wanted to see everything in real time and in detail. But my plan on portrait mode is to steam these fibers away from the face a bit on the right side. And then I did notice that there is just a little bit of Permatease here at the crown. And the purpose of that, of course, is to create a little volume and a little lift and almost a little bump. It's not at all extreme, and some of you really may love that look. I absolutely would try her on and really examine whether you like this kind of a style. I do think there are ladies who work very hard to create this kind of a look with their bio hair, so you absolutely might want to leave it. But I prefer a little bit more of a sleek look, and I think I'll be steaming the crown just a little bit to flatten, and then I'll show you how I do that, and it's in my other video as well, but you can absolutely flatten the Permatease a little bit with steaming. So first we'll work on the front, and we'll go ahead and clip her back, and I like to do this in sections, and I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll do this on a time lapse. This is the iSteam steamer that I like to use to steam my wigs. And now I do want to caution, please be very careful and try not to get the steam on the lace front, only on the fibers. All right, so that's the back section done there. Now we'll do the front section. I always like to create at least two. And again, I just do this a little bit loosely so the steam can really get into the fibers. And I'm clipping the front section behind the other one so that it looks like that. All right, that should do it. I did want to mention briefly that these are Raquel Welch's True to Life heat-friendly synthetic fibers. So you could use other methods as well up to a certain degree, and I will leave that in the text below, letting you know exactly to what degree you can use heat on these heat-friendly fibers. So now let's go ahead and work on this little bump at the crown, and it's very simple. And I don't like to do this if there is a lot of visible Permatease to where you're really just flattening it and then you still have the Permatease visible. But here, the Permatease is really well hidden, as you can see. The fibers on top completely disguise it. So I feel very comfortable just steaming this little bump of Permatease here. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll wait just a second so it's not too hot to the touch. Test it, make sure it's not too hot, and then I just press and flatten that little bump. And as always, this needs to cool for the new style to set. So I will go ahead and let this cool, and we'll put her back on my head and see if we like the result. All right, so here she is back on my head, and she's nice and cool. So let's go ahead and remove the clips. And she's a little bit damp, and that's not a problem. The style should be set now because it is nice and cool. Absolutely, that is lovely. And she did end up being parted a little more towards the center in the front there, but I actually think that's a cute look. Of course, you can play with that part however you like and steam and re-steam to your heart's content, really. So there we go, the result. I think that works really well. Let's do the test. Absolutely, she is falling in my face far less. I think that's good. And here is the part line with just the tape underneath. I have not applied any powder. I did want to mention, if I haven't done so previously, sometimes when you apply that silicone tape under the part line, it can be a little bit shiny. And of course, one way to take care of that is to add a little powder. If you don't want to add too much other than the tape, what you also can do is I like to just take my fingers and just kind of go in from both sides and just pat that part line a little bit. You'll feel the stickiness from the silicone tape underneath. And what that does is it just tones down that shine a little bit. And then you don't even need to apply the powder. So, all right. Well, I think we are good now with this style. So next, we'll go ahead and go over some styling options. First, I always like to do the ear tuck. I think that is just such a handy way to completely keep fibers out of your face if you're bending over a lot or working throughout the day. And thankfully, with this extended lace front, that gives you such a nice amount of natural hair growth appearance along the sides here that I think that works really well. And the density is so nice and low as well. So I'm not getting any kind of an ear bulge. It just tucks beautifully on both sides. And if you feel that whatever color you chose doesn't match your bio hair or blend with your bio hair very well, then you absolutely could use some root powder along here on your bio hair and disguise that a little bit more. I feel like because this has a root, it's okay for me for now, but I absolutely love using root powder for that purpose. Then I also like to take some of these front fibers, just a few layers in the front, maybe give them a little twist, and then I just have a mini claw clip, and I like to clip those fibers back for an easy off the face style throughout the day. And that's a cute, quick look, and you can go right back to the original very easily. Lastly, I like to do the headband, and that will also give me a chance to show you where exactly that lace front ends on me. So here we go. Just pull those fibers back. It's a cute little sleek look. And now that lace front, as you can see, is quite extended. It really is very generous. It ends here on me. So if you're pulling your hair back like this and the fibers back, then you might need to work on blending a little bit. And if there's a little bit of lace sitting on top of bio hair, I would go ahead and trim that lace back to the knots. That's what I like to do. So I have a video on how to trim your lace fronts, and I'll include a link in the description box down below to that, in case you wanted to do that. So that is absolutely an easy way, and I think that is just a cute look with a bob. I love the headband with the bob. All right, so next, I wanted to get a good look at this gorgeous color in natural light. Many of you may be familiar with Raquel Welch's shaded Cappuccino, but it's new to me, and so I was very excited to try it. And I think these true-to-life, heat-friendly fibers really do have such a natural appearance. Really, there is virtually no shine on these fibers. And it's a stunning color that I think is wonderful because of the rooting. I feel very comfortable as a brunette, even if a little bit of my bio hair is showing there, wearing this color because I think you've got the dark root, and so it looks very natural. So let's look at the details. The color code for this is RL1222SS. And the SS stands for shadow shade, and that is that rooting that you see there. So I'll read you the description. The 12 is a light golden brown, and that light golden brown is evenly blended with a cool platinum blonde. You can see that right here. That's the 22. So the 12 and the 22 are blended together throughout, and then you have that dark brown rooting. So I have a sample from the coloring here, but these are blended together, so you can't really separate out the colors. But you can see that's what you have going on here. And I just think it's stunning. Let's get a good look at the details. So here's the lace front. Beautiful knots and natural hairline as usual with Raquel Welch. You have that part, and we did apply that silicone tape underneath there to help create a very natural scalp appearance. So let's get a good look at this color from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. I think this is just a beautiful, cool, brunette blonde possibly mix. And I think this would work with a lot of different skin tones. All right, so final thoughts. Portrait Mode by Raquel Welch is a stunning, sleek, low-density classic style. I just love this kind of a style. I've long been drawn to bob styles, and I actually love these heat-friendly, true-to-life fibers because they are very soft and silky without being too shiny. And I think that works really well with this bob style. I love that you have styling options because of the low density. You can so easily tuck this style or pull it back in a headband, and it just looks very natural. I love the color shaded cappuccino, that brunette blonde kind of, it falls into that category. I think if you're a blonde and you want to go a little darker, it's a good color. And if you're a brunette and you want to go a little lighter, it also works for you. So I love the rooting on it. I just think that adds to the realism if you do have a little bit of dark bio hair showing, and then those light fibers at the front hairline just make it so realistic, and that way you don't have any dark knots here at the front, which can be a bit of a giveaway. So just a stunning combination, beautiful, sleek style, not at all too poofy. Now we did steam just that little bump here at the crown. And you could leave that if you like a little bit of fullness here at the crown, but I prefer it a little more flat. And I really like how that turned out. So overall, I hope this review has been helpful and informative. And as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.